Tip number 2, show the interviewer you possess job relevant skills. What do I mean by this? What I mean is, every job interviewer is looking for a certain set of skills. Who will really excel in this particular role? A person who possesses skill A, skill B, skill C, skill D. You must be aware what those skills are. Typically in the job description document or in the website of the company, this is very clearly mentioned. You can ask our counselors too. We typically have a list of the skill sets that most common jobs are required. Then you must show the interviewer, whether the question is asked or not, you must still show the interviewer that you really possess those skill sets. Let's take an example. Let's say you're applying for a finance job. What are the skill sets that the interviewer could be looking at? Financial modeling, number 1. Comfort with Excel, number 2. Comfort with numbers, number 3. Perhaps industry analysis, number 4. Analytical skills, number 5. We should have a very good understanding of what skill sets the interviewer is looking for. Then comes the tough part. How would you do a matching? How would you show that you really have those skill sets? For example, submitted a project on financial modeling for a product launch which won the first prize. If this is there in the CV and you can talk well about it, you know that that part the interviewer will take your profile. Or for example, did an industry analysis on the education sector or on the oil sector, benchmarking the P&L of 5 different companies and their share price. That statement will make the interviewer tick that you already have that skill set. Of course, you also have to prove it in the interview. Let me give you an example. One of my students was applying for a job, rupees 4.5 lakh per annum, in corporate finance department. All he did was, he actually made a financial model, the P&L of that company based on publicly available data and a typical brand launch, and he took that Excel in a laptop in the interview. And he had already mentioned about that in his resume as well. And when the interviewer said, tell me more about this, he said, sir, I have the model, do you want to see it? In a 30-minute interview, for 15 minutes, the interviewer kept drilling him on specific items within that financial model. They opened the laptop and showed the Excel. And obviously that was a strong area, so he could answer everything very, very well. He prepared very well. Why did we use this NPV, why not that IRR? Why did we use this cash flow and not that cash flow? He had all the answers. And just on the basis of that particular 15-minute demo of the financial model, he was immediately given the job of rupees 4.5 lakh per annum, a financial analyst in a very prestigious company. This is what I mean by show the interviewer you possess job relevant skill set. If it's an investment banking career, for example, another student of mine said that I had analyzed very well the education sector. Do you want to see that? And he said, I want to see that. And he showed a 3-page report which mentioned the share price of all the listed players, which mentioned the P&L and the growth rate of all the listed players, which mentioned whether this company is a buy or a sell. And he was able to have a very animated, a very confident discussion with the interviewer because this was his area of interest, this was his area of strength. So when you know what are the skill sets the company is looking for, you must make it your area of strength and have sufficient proof, have sufficient work to show to the interviewer, look, I can talk for hours on this. So, again to recap, tip number 2 is show the interviewer you really possess job relevant skill set. First, find out what the job relevant skill sets are and then do an analysis of how you prove to the interviewer that you indeed possess those job relevant